Welcome back. So we've covered the basics of objects, the basics of arrays, just to refresh everyone's memories. Now we're going to refresh everyone's memory on the map method. And if we go ahead and take numbers here, we've got a set of values. In map, what the map method does, so we can call map on an array, is it takes each element of an array and it transforms it in some way, and we decide what that transformation is going to be. So here's an example of a transformation I can do. So map takes a callback, and as a quick aside, I'm going to be doing a lot more callbacks with arrow functions. So arrow functions are a special type of function that are useful for callbacks because we can do some neat things. And so let's see how that looks. So for every number, the plural is numbers, and when you do your callback, each callback is fired on an individual number. So this callback is going to look something like this. And I'm going to tell you what I'm doing in just a second. So first off, this is an arrow function. The equivalent of the arrow function would look something like this. And now that I see this, why is it giving me an error here? Oh, because I still have my arrow here. There we go. Okay. So this is a regular function. So notice the function keyword, the curly braces, the return. Now arrow functions, instead of the function keyword, they use this little arrow, and they've got some syntactic sugar that we can take advantage of, which makes them really useful for callbacks. So I can do the longhand. This is an arrow function too. So we have this curly braces and we're returning a value. But what's special about arrow functions is that if I have a single line, I can omit the curly braces. And when you have a single line arrow function, the return keyword is implicit. So I can get rid of that. So I'm eliminating the curly braces and I'm eliminating the return. That only works because I have a single line. If I don't have a single line, I cannot implicitly return, and I cannot get rid of the curly braces. This parameter here, when you have a single parameter with an arrow function, you are allowed to omit the parentheses. And so I'm just doing that. I'm going to use arrow functions a lot in the class, and so I just want that quick explanation because they're very valuable for callbacks here, because we're eliminating a lot of pieces of code that could be error prone, like matching parentheses or matching curly braces, and it makes our code neater. Okay, so back to map. Map takes a callback, and this callback will be called on each value of the array. So I'm going to make a variable here, and you can probably guess what this map method is going to do. It's going to take every number and return that number multiplied by 2. So I'm going to console log numbers. I'm going to console log doubled. So the first thing to note is that the map function does not change the original array. So you can see here I console logged the original array, and we still have our numbers array. And here is line 16. We've got our new doubled array. So 10, 20, 84, 76, 18, 1988. 1988, not like a year, I guess. And so what's going on here? So the first thing to note is that, like I said, map is called on the array, and it's going to take each value of that array, which we're calling number because that's the singular of number, and multiply it by 2. But when it's done doing that for every value, this whole thing will return a brand new array with whatever transformations it did on the original array inside of it. So this whole thing evaluates back to a new array. 10. Well, you saw the console log here. We'll just copy, paste it. There we go. So those are some key notes. Map is a pure function. It does not mutate the original array, and map returns a brand new array. Excellent. So that's a review of concepts that we've covered before. The next video, we're going to talk about a brand new array method that I didn't do in the intro class, and it's going to be very helpful. So I'll see you then.